Hey guys, if you are as thrilled as a cat in a bathtub about spending more than a couple hours on a treadmill, this video is for you, as well as for everyone else who wants to increase the volume of their training but has difficulties. Have you heard about the pleasure principle? No? Well, it is not a new pickup artist routine, just in case you were wondering, because I know I was. Earlier I said hacks and shortcuts are typically bullshit, but it's not a hack. It's using psychology in order to make something unpleasant feel way more exciting, or at least let's use the word tolerable. Pleasure principle is the idea that humans crave pleasure and avoid pain. I used to avoid the treadmill as if it's a medieval torture device. Now that I turned it into a perfect hangout spot with an all-you-can-eat bar, I don't mind it as much. The pleasure principle is the driving force behind our behavior. To satisfy our biological and psychological needs, we avoid pain and seek pleasure. Anything for a dopamine hit. Humans are actually pretty simple creatures. This concept is deeply rooted in psychology and is fundamental to understanding our motivation as well as our decision-making process. So knowing this, you can figure out how to make activities that are good for you suck less and in turn pull you in instead of pushing you away. People usually are pulled to activities that provide some form of positive reinforcement and avoid activities that lead to pain and discomfort. Treadmill, Stairmaster, freezing your ass off and starving while on a mountain climb, getting blisters in an ultra trail run, that's almost nothing but pain. You stop giving a shit about the nice views when you have screaming barfies, that's for sure. All these discomforts or pain lead to a lot of whys from the participants and public at large. Why not go to Starbucks and eat a donut instead of your planned 3-hour session on a Stairmaster with a heavy backpack? But now that you are aware of pleasure principle, use it to your advantage. No matter what painful but beneficial activity you need to get done. Like if you need to study for 5 hours, maybe your favorite coffee at a Starbucks with a pastry is what you need to keep you happy while studying, but not during a workout, right? Right? Well, it depends on the length of your workout and what you want to achieve. But I certainly have had my favorite pastries, Snicker bars, and all kinds of cheap and more enjoyable snacks while on long runs or during truly hard sessions in the gym that need to be fueled. Most of these options are a lot more economic versus energy gels, tastes a lot better, and unless you are a pro athlete or are trying to make your long run as fast and as efficient as possible, for example, if you are going for some sort of a fastest known time, bringing all those snacks you love might be what brings you out to the trail or to the gym for a 5-hour workout. I personally would encourage you to use real fruit like bananas and maybe raspberries more often in form of liquid shakes if possible, because nutrition in real fruit is much better than high fructose corn syrup, which is pretty much almost in every quick sugar fuel source. But this is a topic for a different discussion. I try to keep these videos quick and to the point, even though all the topics are so complex. Talking about training is like trying to describe an octopus. There are so many legs and rabbit holes to go down, and unfortunately nutrition is an extremely important topic. I will touch on it in the future, but now I'll just say not all calories are of the same quality. And we as athletes who are often fueling our workouts with pure garbage should do a better job with selection of products that we use. Natural is always better for your long-term health than processed garbage. But maybe if you treat yourself with a donut and a Snickers bar, during a 5-hour long run, if that's what it takes, I'd say the benefit will outweigh the risk. So let's dive deeper into how we can use our psychology, make ourselves more comfortable, and obtain more joy from the treadmill, or at least decrease the amount and severity of suck. And if you love pain, that's perfect. Don't change a thing. However, before we start, I'd like to warn you about increasing the volume of what you already do, especially if you do a lot. Most programs that allow for 5 to 10% of weekly increase in volume, that's just crazy. And means that if you are exercising for about 10 hours this week, you will be up to about 20 hours in 7 weeks. That's as bad as me doing public math after 3 margaritas. Not a good long-term plan. My point is that it's madness to increase training load that fast, unless you have a long history of exercising at that level. Another rabbit hole, not one we are going down today, but it is important to warn you since it sort of relates to today's topic of ways to increase volume by avoiding pain. I am suggesting long-term, gradual increase in fitness through formation of good habits that you will be able to execute with consistency. Okay, let's take your Stairmaster and treadmill workouts to a new level of comfort. Whether you're at home or going to a public gym. First, let's talk attire. Choose comfortable, quickly drying fabrics to keep sweat at a minimum. Choose well-fitted shoes that you feel very comfortable in. If Cinderella taught us a lesson, it's that the right shoes can change your life. Hate your shoes? You'll hate the workout. I personally love different Hoka offerings for all kinds of running as well as for long shifts as a nurse. Find a shoe that fits, pun intended, with your history of injuries. Highly cushioned shoes are not for everyone. Born to Run is a great book that promotes shoes with little cushion, which may work better for other people with different history of injuries. For me, more cushion works. And don't forget comfortable socks to prevent blisters. I personally found that toe socks prevent blisters for me, and if I end up with a troubled spot when breaking in a new shoe or something like that, there are also special patches you can purchase for blister prevention. For truly long runs and workouts as well as races, I use band-aids that I put over my nipples to prevent chafing, as well as nut butter or compression tights type of an underwear, because with my unique post 300 pound physique, unfortunately, it is much easier to get chafing between my legs. But because I practiced with my layers and nut butter on my long runs, when I ran the 93-mile Wonderland Trail in under 24 hours last year, I avoided all chafing and had no blisters when I was done. Practice makes perfect, or at least better, when it comes to such mileage. And any amount of pain you can take away will make a huge positive benefit to your performance, especially in long efforts. Whatever you do, ice climbing, trail running, or general mountaineering, or even bouldering, if you are well fed, not too cold, not too warm, it's half the battle right there. There are a lot of gains to be made in executing your logistics so that you suffer less, especially during those long efforts. Hydration and nutrition during your long training sessions are also key. I personally fill my water bladders with ice and my favorite electrolyte mix, which for me is lemon flavored. To make sure I am adequately hydrated on properly long sessions, I set an alarm on my watch for every 20 to 30 minutes and consume the amount I find appropriate for my size, temperature on the day, and my effort. As temperature and effort rise, you will want to increase the consumption of your fluid, electrolytes, and calories. But to a point, typically I would suggest to go for 200 to 350 calories and 300 to over a liter of fluid an hour, depending on your size, effort, temperature on the day, and so on. Energy bars, gels, or simple fruit can be a great source of quick fuel. Remember, staying energized is a big part of staying comfortable, especially during longer workouts. Nutrition is also something that helps you recover, and in my honest opinion, one of the bigger keys to quicker recovery, aside from sleep and rest, is adequate fueling during and after your workouts. Cheaper options of fuel can be very practical as well as richer in nutrition if you are exercising in the gym or at home. Bananas are my favorite source of easily digestible sugar, which I personally enjoy. If you are at home, remember you can set up the air temperature to whatever you'd like it to be during your workout. And you can add a fan if you enjoy the fresh airflow. In the gym, it is much harder to control temperature, but fans are usually available, though you may have to look around and put more work into finding one. Unlike your home, where you control all your possessions. Boredom can be a big discomfort too, so spice up your workout with entertainment. Create a playlist of your favorite music, listen to your favorite podcasts or audiobooks. At fancy gyms where people like I don't belong, some treadmills come with a screen for streaming, so I heard. But if yours doesn't, there are special mounts you can buy online which allow you to set up your laptop so you can watch movies or whatever entertains you. Just remember, it's a public gym and human centipede might not be acceptable in your community. At home, I personally have a TV installed across from my treadmill or a stationary bike, and I watch everything from favorite shows to YouTube to whatever. It truly is a game changer for long, easy workouts when you can zone out and focus on something educational or something you would otherwise watch on your couch. I personally am a huge fan of home treadmills that can go up to 30 to 40% incline, especially for all you mountain climbers and trail runners out there. That way you can take out the pain of driving to and back from the gym and be on your cardio machine for as long as you want. You can run naked in your boxers, adjust the light to whatever you'd like it to be in your room. You can sing along to your favorite song, truly whatever you want. And treadmills aren't that expensive if you buy used. Maybe $300 to $500 for a very good one. It's a great investment into your health. Just make sure your ceiling is high enough so you don't bang your head every time you make an upward motion. My ceiling is actually pretty close, but there isn't much to get damaged in my head, so it's not a problem. Another way of getting your workout done with less pain is taking short breaks. If you feel like breaking your workout into 2, 3, or maybe even 5 sessions, divided with some active stretching, I would highly encourage that. Personally, when I was obese, I couldn't run too long, so I would jog 3 to 4 laps around the track and then walk one. Jog 3 to 4 more and walk one. And do that as many times as I could. Doing that 2 to 3 times a week helped me lose 50 pounds in a calendar year. You will not see quick change no matter what you do, nor should you, but over time it all adds up and you can sculpt a version of yourself that you never imagined possible with consistent, injury-free work. It is much better to break your cardio session into smaller, more manageable chunks than skipping the whole session altogether. Find what works for you and keep doing it. I personally could never keep a rigid training program, as I love to do too many things, but simply understanding the training theory and dividing my regimen into hard days followed by periods of easier days to allow for recovery before another day of high output, I evolved into a pretty decent athlete. And you can make gains that are much bigger. You don't have to be gifted to make gains. I know I am not. Just find whatever you are truly passionate for. Maybe see my goal setting video on that topic. Find ways to enjoy your workouts more. Stay consistent, and sky is the limit. I truly believe that. And there you have it. Remember, comfort and self-care is key to an enjoyable workout. And if you can train yourself to enjoy something you currently associate with suffering, you will be able to find that consistency that I am trying to stress. Remember the pleasure principle. Use it to your advantage because it works. Hit the like button if you found these tips to be helpful as a way of saying thank you for time I invested into helping you achieve your enlightenment. Stay comfortable and see you next time.